we're ready for math lesson 115, and we will be reviewing counting again. And so we'll count by tens first. Everybody's point on your number chart to the number 10, and let's go right down the side. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Perfect. Now we are going to count by fives next. And before we do that, do you remember what coin you would use if you're counting by tens? Dimes is right. Perfect. Let's go on and count by fives. Ready? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. And what coin would you use when you're counting by fives? Yes, that would be nickels. And we are on to counting by twos. That is also called skip counting, and we will do the red numbers up to 20. Please point with me and let's go. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. One more time. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Perfect. We are also going to talk about shapes again. Do you remember last week when we learned about the sphere? The sphere is a ball, and sphere is the math name for a ball. So that's that shape. And do you remember what this is? You're right, it's a cube. And a cube like this can be called a dot cube in math, but it can also be called a die, which is singular for dice. Dice is more than one, and die is just one. And I found one of these, which I think we already learned this too, and this is a cone. It is actually a funnel, but if you cut off that top part right there and make it pointy, it would be a cone. And so a cone is round on the bottom, and then it wraps around and it comes to a point at the top. And so that's a cone, a cube, and a sphere. Perfect. See if you can find some of those at your house. Now, I will move the mat down, or the camera down, so that you can see the mat. You need work mat 115. It looks like this. And you also need the bag that has the pieces in it that are red, blue, and yellow. So you're going to take these out. We are going to learn about biggest and smallest and about half. So I'm going to move the camera down so you can see. And I'm going to put my mat sideways so you can see it better. Oh, maybe I can do it this way. Oh, good. There we go. Now, you want to take the pieces out of the bag and tip them out. And just looking at those pieces, you want to use the same color to color each rectangle. So you have to use all the same color for each one. So what do you think? I am looking at these and I'm thinking the blue ones look like they are the longest. You're right. And so which rectangle is the longest? I see it over here. And let's see if they fit on there. Perfect. So they fit on there. Which color do you think goes on the middle one? Oh, you are right. It is the red ones. And then on the smallest one would go then the yellow ones. And I bet you could have figured that all out without even my help. So if you only have one of these, then you would say that's half. Okay? And this would be the other half. So 2 halves make 1. So if you have half, there are 2 pieces. And that's what you do if like you are sharing a cookie or a muffin or something, and then you cut it in half so you and your friend can each have a piece, or you and your brother or sister, or you and your parents. So same thing goes with the red. Each fit like that. And the yellow, they all have half. So we also talked about which was the biggest, and say it again, which color is the biggest? Blue. And smallest? Yellow. And in the middle is the red one. Perfect. this lesson was a little bit easier. I think you guys all got this. If you need more practice, you can make more shapes and do that again. And we are going to go on to the lesson right here, and I will move the camera up again, and we are going to do this lesson. Make sure you put your name on the top, and then we are ready to go. It says color 1/2 of the small rectangle yellow. It does not matter which half you color. Okay? So half would be only up to the dotted line on either side. So this is the smallest rectangle. You'd color 1/2 yellow. This side or this side, not both sides. I won't help you anymore. You just have to figure it out. Okay? Color 1/2 of the medium rectangle red. You can pause if you need to. And the last one is color 1/2 of the large rectangle blue. So when you get done with that, then we can go down onto the bottom. And I want to remind you about left and right. So on my hand, this is left. And so when I look at my hand, do you see how that L is the right direction? If I am looking at it, that is my left hand. Do you remember when we were at school and we would do lunch in your left hand? So your right hand could be on the railing. And your right hand is also the one where you do for the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay? When we would say the Pledge of Allegiance for the flag. And your right hand be the one that was closest to the whiteboard. And then you would put your right hand on there. So now that's what you need to remember for on the bottom. Because it says color the right half of the circle green. Think about that a little bit, and then you want to color in the right one. You want to color the right half of the circle green. Now we're ready for the other part. Pause it if you need more time. Color the left half of the square orange. Left. Remember, your left hand is the one that makes an L the right direction. Okay? When it's facing you, you want the L to make make an L in the correct direction. So that would be the left half is orange on the square. When you're done, you want to turn it over. Ooh, we got a dot to dot today. So you want to make sure you start at the 0, at the star, and then make sure you're going right to that dot by the 1. You want to make sure you're going dot to dot. It doesn't say number to number. It says dot to dot. Now, on the top is a rectangle that has all the numbers 0 to 20, so you can just connect them. Make sure you're watching where you're going. It goes up and down a lot, and see what you get. And if you have time, you may color it, and if you don't have time, that's fine. That's the end of math lesson 115.